Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on ClueCon Weekly. So today we are joined by Daniel Donoghue from FreeSPE, and he's going to be talking to us all about what he has been working on. So recently he has deployed a cloud-based call center platform, and then he's going to be giving us some insights about smart routing for calls. So before we get into that, I have a few announcements. What could be better than an early bird special, you ask? Why, an early bird special. So if you register for ClueCon before November 30th, we're going to be giving you a special early bird pricing of $5.99 on registrations. And once you get to ClueCon in a year, which is coming up quicker than you think, you're going to be getting 30 extra golden raffle tickets. So that equals 30 more chances to win our grand prize, an engraved MacBook Pro, and that is a really popular prize. Everybody wants it, and everybody wishes they had more raffle tickets when the time comes. So this is the time for strategy. Register early, and you'll probably be having a greater chance of walking away with a MacBook Pro with those 30 extra golden raffle tickets. Next order of business is that tomorrow, September 19th, is a very important day for two very important reasons. So number one, our team is in San Francisco right now, so you can catch them and go say hi. Anthony Minisali is going to be speaking at the Open Core Summit. So if you happen to be there, make sure to go catch his talk. And if you're in town, hit us up and come find us and come say hi. Second important order of business tomorrow is my birthday. So as a special birthday gift to me, I want you guys to please go peruse our YouTube channel and share your very favorite video. And if you want to, you can even tag me in it, and I'll be able to see and tell you if I like it too, which I guarantee you I will, because I like all of our videos. So that's really the only announcements I have for today. I will catch you guys next week, and on to Madison and Daniel Donoghue for ClueCon Weekly.
Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us today on ClueCon Weekly. We are here with Daniel Donoghue, who is going to give us a little bit of information about what he does. I almost said what he is. What are you? No.
Good question.
Yeah, right. About so who you are, what do you do, and how do you incorporate FreeSWITCH into your work?
Sure. My name's Daniel. I'm a software developer by trade, but I have a communications specialism. So at present, I do a lot of SIP-based software development, and I work for a company called FreeSPee. And we've just begun deploying a cloud-based call center platform that's integrated with our existing product range, so that people can get better insights and smart routing for calls. To give you an example of that, someone might visit, say, BMW's website, be looking at a particular product, click on a Call Now button. Our platform intelligently knows ahead of time that that is a sales call and routes it to a particular sales department in order to have that a test drive booked.
Hey,
and it does all that without needing an IVR.
Hey, I like that. That's really handy. So, how long have you been working with this company?
This particular company just coming up for 3 years.
Okay, so about 3 years, you say. Where did you come from before this?
Before this, I was working for an embedded electronics company doing embedded software.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about what started you on this career path.
Yeah, as I say, I've always had a bit of a specialism in communications. I've loved writing communications tools pretty much my whole adult life. I ended up coming here because my wife lived in this particular city many years ago, wanted to move back to this city, so I started looking for a job. This one sounded interesting. Had the interview, was even more interested. They accepted me, came on board, and started to quite enjoy it. And then, I don't know, it must have been about 6 months probably after I was first employed here. There was talk about the product that we are now, basically, well, we rolled it out already a few months ago. So, but yeah, the contact center platform that we've been developing took about 2 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
Interestingly, our first iteration of it was using Asterisk,
Oh, okay.
but it wasn't quite suited to what we were doing. So I started looking around at other potential solutions, not wanting to have to code something myself entirely from scratch. Came across FreeSWITCH and started doing some proof of concepts with it. Found that it was very capable of doing exactly what we wanted and what we needed, particularly with regards to multi-tenanted configuration.
Yeah, absolutely. So how long did it take you to find FreeSWITCH?
Interesting question. It was a couple of years ago now, so I think it probably took me 3 or 4 hours before I stumbled onto it properly. I'd seen
Okay.
references to this was it Fusion PBX and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But my requirements were very niche, and there wasn't any great deal of evidence or information online for those requirements. So I had to
Sure.
sort of break them down and start trying to just go through various blog posts and even mailing lists to see how people had
Yeah.
solved particular things
Yep.
before I stumbled upon it and then started to actually properly look at it.
Yeah. And now you're on our Slack channel, so that helps too, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's
Do
much
you do
easier.
anything with SignalWire as well then?
No, not at the moment. There may be possibilities down the future. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, we've rolled out FreeSWITCH in 2 or 3 different ways at the moment. We use it for some features for our main platform
Mm-hmm.
to do with call recording and things like that. But we also use it for the call center, which was the initial use. And we have a mobile SDK, and we use FreeSWITCH for that as well. So,
Do you have a favorite feature that FreeSWITCH gives you?
oh, didn't think I'd get asked a question like that.
Ooh, sorry, I'm
Um,
throwing them all at you, huh?
no, I quite like the fact. Let me rephrase that. I both love and hate that it is XML based.
Okay.
It makes it very flexible, but it's also a pain to pass sometimes. It's not the
Sure.
easiest. Um, and we do everything basically through configs, through HTTP curl
Mm-hmm.
requests.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we don't use any front ends or anything like that, and we build our own front ends for our functionality.
Okay.
But documentation for the features in the XML has been misleading at times because the
Ah,
product's always in a state of flux.
okay. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, is there any big future projects you can tell me about that you're working on right now?
Yeah, we're iterating on our routing capabilities so that we can basically route anything anywhere according to effectively a flowchart that a customer would build.
Oh, wow, cool.
So FreeSWITCH will be a part of that.
Well, that's pretty awesome. I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to seeing that. What has been your favorite project to work on so far?
It changes depending on what people are asking me to do. Um, our contact center application was very interesting for me. It, it wasn't my baby, but I came in on it very early on
Uh-huh.
and quickly was the only developer left and became the lead developer.
Oh, that's
Um,
wonderful.
so there was an exciting, interesting project to do because it's very different from what we've done so far here, given that
Yeah.
communication like that is real time. Whereas prior to that, we were just involved in tracking and connecting calls.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're actually involved in doing the audio and things as well. So
Yeah,
there's a few different challenges there.
absolutely. What sorts of challenges would you say?
The hardest ones being able to reliably get a good audio stream to our customers over cloud infrastructure,
Yeah.
and actually making a resilient product because everything works very, very well, very nicely when you're just using a single FreeSWITCH instance.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you want to start doing high availability clusters, all bets are off. And that's taken quite some development.
Yeah, I bet it has. So kind of walk me through sort of the inception of this here.
Of the
Sorry.
contact center product.
Yes.
Okay, so basically we have a number of customers that use us to call a certain number, or allow their customers to call them, routing calls to their call centers or their mobile phones and things like that. But we also have customers that don't really have any kind of call center solution.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a few people on a mobile phone or something like that we have to route to. And that's messy. And
Mm-hmm.
we also have a lot of rich contextual information that we can give, and you can't give it in that mechanism. So one of the things that we're able to do when a customer actually calls into our contact center is we assign them to a queue. They are in that queue for as long as necessary, but when an agent gets given the call, they get given a whole load of information with that call about that person. Not just the standard things that a CRM system might give you, such as have they called before and what have you talked about before, but this is more real-time information, like they clicked on this particular link on the web before they contacted you, or they have been and done this, or they booked a test drive. We have all these kinds of tracking capabilities and information available to
Yeah.
us, and we call it our user journey. And so we provide that information to the agent before they even answer the call, so that they know what the likely outcome of this call is going to be, and the best suited person can answer the call, or they at least are able to be ready for what the customer might say.
Right. So you're kind of like streamlining that process then.
Yeah, our company motto is basically to kill the IVR. So anything we can do to assist in that, with things like predictive routing,
Yeah.
automated bots and things like that, it's all something we're looking at. We're also looking right now, and I've begun some proof of concepts on basically a kind of an Alexa in
Ooh.
line. So while you're waiting in the queue, your call will be answered by a bot, basically. And you can speak to the bot, and if you just want something like when are you closed today or something like that, the bot will handle that, and it won't even go to an agent. You can also use the bot to do real-time translation of the call if you want to, and it's in the queue the whole time while you wait for an agent to talk to you.
That's
So
awesome.
you can ask it other questions, things, or you can ask it to call you back and things like that, to really revolutionize how IVR is done.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I think that sounds really interesting. What inspired you to think on something like that?
As a company, we run a lot of hackathons internally, and the concept of that came out of a hackathon. And with the experience I already had in FreeSWITCH and developing modules for FreeSWITCH, I realized that actually it doesn't take a massive amount of work to get a proof of concept working for that. So I just started working on that. But yeah, it's just a hackathon idea that grew.
Awesome. I love that. I love a good hackathon. We at ClueCon every year. Have you ever been to ClueCon?
No, but I am kind of hoping my company will send me next year.
Yes, we would love to have you. But we do a hackathon every year on the first day of the week, and that's always been so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Or our version, I suppose, our version of a hackathon. But
Yeah.
yeah. This year we did some self-driving cars, which was really interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting. But we did a lot of different things. So I love the good energy and the good ideas that come out of a hackathon, just like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
awesome. So we've talked a little bit about how you use FreeSWITCH. We've talked a little bit about who you are and what you do. Is there some place? So you said this idea was born from a hackathon. Is there a place
Mm-hmm.
that you always go to get inspiration, or that your best ideas come out of?
Life. If something bothers me, it probably bothers other people. So I start
Yeah.
messing with it and looking into it.
Heck yeah, that's perfect. And really good to probably be on the Slack channel then, because I'm sure you've
Yeah.
seen, other people saying the same things and things like that. So that's awesome.
Oftentimes,
So
but sometimes it comes from just listening to people in the streets as well. Why can't people do this already or that already? I was like, well, I suppose we actually could.
I love that. That's awesome. Have you heard anything? Like what would be an example of something like that? A conversation like that?
Something I can't talk about right now, I think.
Okay, that's fair.
There are future projects.
That's fair. Well, maybe we'll have you back on in the future, and then we can revisit. We'll add a to be continued at this part. So, Daniel, the last question I have for you is, where do you see the future of the industry headed?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Video seems to be a big thing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to think that's more of a fad. I mean, I can't really see that taking off all that well. But I think from a telecoms perspective, I think there'll be our mobile providers will just basically be doing VoIP effectively over
Okay.
internet. So they'll just be glorified VoIP providers.
Hmm.
I think there will be probably more iteration on SIP itself and finding ways to protect and to prove identity within
Okay,
SIP.
yes. That's a big one that I've heard, kind of security
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's just way too easy to spoof a number, an IP address, and you can't really blacklist
Absolutely.
anything permanently. You can't really prove who someone is. There's a lot of that sort of stuff I think will end up coming.
Yeah, heck yeah. I hope it does. That'd be really interesting to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe you'll have a hand.
I'm trying my bit in that as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, best of luck to you. Is there anything else that you would like to say to anybody out who is listening?
No, I don't think so, but I would like to say thank you to the FreeSWITCH community for their help when I've needed it. And thank you for the product. It's fantastic.
We're so glad you're enjoying it. Let us know if you have any other ideas that we can help out with.
Yeah, I might hold you to that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for coming on today. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we'll keep in touch.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching ClueCon Weekly.
Don't forget to give this video a like and a subscribe, and while you're at it, make sure to go and follow all of our other social media channels.
We'll see you right here next week, same time, same place, and catch you at ClueCon.